a webcam, not just a webcam, as well as a wake me up call and a reality check on themselves. An ugly man like this, because sincerely, other than a prostitute, I don't know which kind of a woman would go for a man like that. Maybe a loosey woman, a promiscuous one, a prostitute, a whore, because no decent, beautiful, really beautiful woman inside out would choose this man even for a date, because he's not even worth it. And here he's talking about the Brazilian bitches, né? He hire prostitutes. Those are all prostitutes, ali those with tattoos. A prostitute, they hire them, they pay them to act the Don Juan de la Mancha. He acts as if he's so irresistible, like he has the face of that guy. Who's that guy? Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise is handsome. He's just a bit short, but he's handsome. But this man, he's ugly, really ugly man. And then mix up with an octogenarian from Lebanon or Egypt who lives in Brazil to trash Brazil and generalize and stereotype all of Brazilian women. And look
Number
that
one,
he chooses
going to
on
Brazil
the
for
brown
dating. If you
dark
go to
one.
a big city,
He don't go for whites. Why? Because there are whites in Brazil, blondies, white, even light-eyed ones, but they wouldn't go for him. The human in Brazil of his race wouldn't go after him. Wouldn't go. Okay? Even if he tried to, unless she wore a hookah, then yes, she would go after him. And then he talks about the level he talks about the level of promiscuity in Brazil. However, at least, unfortunately, I know who my biological father was. Why? Because he married my mother, and together they had 9 children, even as they separated later. But he maybe he doesn't even know his father may be his uncle. Like here in paternity case, we see all human looking for her children biological father, and some of them have laid with multiple men, and all the men claim that these women were promiscuous and laid around with multiple partners, and yet they claim that the man in question is the father of the children, and the man is in doubt because the woman in question is promiscuous. Sometimes the woman in these cases are true. Most of the cases, the dude, the father, the potential father end up not being the biological father of the child, and the woman in question doesn't even know who the father is because she has slept with multiple men. And yet he talks about Brazilian woman, and I married only one. I married just one man. I'm Brazilian, but I got married at the age of almost 18-year-old with just a man. Okay? And all my children, unfortunately, I would say is from a single male. It's not from multiple males, although I don't have a problem with the woman who has different partner and each of this partner a kid. I don't have a problem, okay? But I have a problem with those who judges and don't see their own backyard, because if you have a house made of glasses, you shouldn't throw a stone at your neighbor's window, because your house can fall down and be broken as well, okay? So this dude is very popular of trying to hook up as many hooker as possible. He hires them so as to trash them and trash the country he goes to. Okay, he's ugly, he looks like an Arabic man. He's ethnic, his race is white, but his ethnics look like Arabic. He's ugly, fugly, and he needs to look at himself in the mirror before he talks crap about others. Okay, Brazil is difficult and the rest of the world isn't. How ugly male, huh? I think he even color his beard. Average girl is ugly, just like you are fugly. I hope you haven't fathered a child, because you are ugly. Unless the mother is beautiful, because you are in the child happens to follow the mother, to take after the mother, because you are ugly. I don't know what the P4P culture, and he talks about promiscuity, high promiscuity in Brazil. What's this? Huh? What's this? What's this here? What's this here? Huh? It's not that because I want to defend what is rotten in my country. No, I'm not like that. Just like the problem is, I don't go about trashing any country unless they do mine first, or they do something to me which is personal. Otherwise, I won't go around trash my country, because I know that I do have a house made of glass, and I avoid to throw the first stone. But if you throw stone at my house, I'll gather information and details about yours. I'm gonna analyze yours, I'm gonna gather information, and I'm gonna throw back at you. And this old man here is from Lebanon or Egypt, and lives in Brazil, and lives off the national security money and health care, and still he thinks that he's handsome, and he isn't, and neither is, I'm sorry about his woman, but his woman was fugly, okay? Just like him, he's fugly. He look like a witch. There's a witch from the ancient Mesopotamia called Saint Cyprian, and he look like him, a witch, a sorcerer. He's fugly, and he doesn't seem to have a reality check, and a look at himself on the mirror, being an octogenarian. And he show only the ugly part of a place just to feel better. You know why? Because he's ugly. He know that he's all fucked it up. He's ugly, he's poor. He goes around, he pays this woman when he converted his currency to those other undeveloped countries' currency, it becomes what? Penalty. Perhaps they give them, I would say, $5 to do these stupid videos here. If he's cinegraphist, the one who shoot the video for him and edit, and then he thinks that he's a very big what's that? That he's so great a person of personality, etc. He goes around, he hires bitches and whores, hookers, and all of them has to be brown or black. I don't see no white, okay? Because he want to demonize those specific race, okay? Here is the old octogenarian. This old octogenarian. He write one page of like a journal that he write for the news. The other woman in Brazil wouldn't want him. I bet they wouldn't want him. So, and they also talk about the skip bikini of Brazil, which is not a very big thing, not different from, say, it's not different. It's not different from other countries, only that they just want to discriminate, okay, and pass up judgment. But in reality, the bikinis in Brazil are no different, and yet they say the Brazilian women have it like naked. If you go to São Carlos is a beach there in France, you will see that the women are totally topless, use just a bikini below, and they are topless. In Brazil, they do cover up, shall we say north and northeast, they do cover up. They wear either swimsuit, which covers the stomach, or they use like that here, just like that, simple, okay, just like that. So really there's no difference between Dulce woman and the ones in Rio de Janeiro. Here there's no much difference between one and another. But the way you see ugly gringos, because the majority was there ugly, they can't find a woman in their country of birth. The human over there would not want them, and they go overseas to fish, to hook, and end up thrashing that women as well. All those are deadbeats and losers. Just like this ugly Lebanese Egyptian octogenarian here. Is it octogenarian? San Cipriano. So I don't see the difference, you see? No much difference. And they say even the old lady wears skimp is skimp. And then here it's not skimp too. Here is not skimpy. Isn't she showing the her back side as well? There's no difference, you see. No difference at all. What differs are the bias and the perception of those hypocrite, because look at this woman, just look at those girls here. So you see what differs here is the perspective of these men, these bitter men, because they know they go to a country, they cannot get a girl for free. They have to hire prostitutes, pay for them to act handsome and the irresistible one, even for their own woman back home, because their women also have, some of them, not all, have kicked them to the curb, right? So they become all bitter and they go overseas to hook and pay prostitutes for that, right? So what differs those women here with the others from Rio de Janeiro are just the shape of the butt, and that's it. Nothing more. Okay, in the perception of this biased, discriminatory, ugly males, gringos, okay, who I wouldn't want them, not even if they were the last men on earth. I would choose this man. They are not just ugly, but also they are despicable, they lack character, and this man are really ugly man. He look like a troglodyte, you know, this kind of what they call it, cyborg. No, not cyborg, is that monster. If you just one eye here on the center of the forehead, look like him. Look like that beast with one eye monster. A cyclops. He looks like a cyclops. And this old man here look like a sorcerer from ancient Babylonia. Okay? Then to come here and trash people, I'm gonna trash you back. Watch out, huh? Judge not, lest you shall be by a Virgo woman. I can't stand judgments, wrong judgments, and I can't stand injustice. Okay? I tell you what, you want to talk about bad, about other countries? First, clean your pigsty. Okay? Clean Lebanon, clean Egypt, clean USA, and a clean England, if that's the case. If the person is, they claim to be English, but nobody knows if that's the case. Otherwise, I have no bad blood with these people. Okay, but this one come to people's country to talk trash the country, to demoralize and generalize, stereotype all the women there. Okay, you think you can? No, you can't. I won't stand for it. I can't keep quiet before all this. Maybe this is this lots here will, but not me. Those are cheap women. Okay, cheap women, very cheap. They save like 6 slap on the face, puffed, 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 puffed. You know, slapping their throats and then pinch their throat. How would you do that? Because they have no shame, no dignity as a woman. Okay? And then give up themselves for money for these ugly males like that. In return, what they do, they demoralize a whole country as if he had come from the pleroma, the heaven. Who is him? He's just a cyclops, ugly as hell. Already he is a kind of he's unwanted back in his country. She leave amanhã. He's pretty much unwanted in his country. That's why he comes here to trash a particular country. Now I rest my case, of cyclops. Ugly male. I forgot to say that he claimed that Brazilian women human at least 80% or more ugly, he claims, but apparently he lacks a reality check on himself as well as a mirror what we became to look at his ugly self first and compare. He cannot compare the ladies like this old already or mothers with the youngest girl on the beach. He just can't compare. Okay, and everywhere there are good looking and not so good looking people, so you cannot generalize. And his genetic too is not beautiful. It's not he isn't handsome at all. He's ugly, and a girl like this would not want him. Only prostitutes, pussy gringos goes for prostitute and think that all women would want them, and they get bitter when they find out that this isn't the case, that not all women would choose them. At least those women here doesn't weigh at least I would say 800 pounds, 700 pounds. At least they don't. They wouldn't get a girl like this here. I swear they won't. He wouldn't. All that brown bitches that is paid penalties, he give them at least 10, 15. No, I guess he gives them on $5 to act sluttish for the cam. And some juicy passport bros are nothing but a bunch of deadbeat losers who cannot get back home their own human, so they have to fish or hook outside their terrain. And to say that Brazilian woman 8% ugly is something that is not quite a reality, I would say. Let's see. Of course, there's many different kind of people everywhere. There are those who are not so good looking, others are better looking, depending on many factors like lifestyle and many other factors, genetics, etc. But to say that 8% of them are ugly, it says a lot about his own low self-esteem. He is a person who hasn't got high self-esteem, so he needs to come up here and sees himself as a handsome man, because he's a even though he's ugly, he sees himself as handsome. Because he's a man, he thinks that he can be ugly, but a human can't be ugly. All human for him gotta be beautiful. And the men, even as they are ugly, they need to be hooked. Understand? And it doesn't work this way all the time, because there are human, unless if the bitch is that desperate, they too can be choosy, and they are choosy. A lot of them are quite nitpick. I myself wouldn't want this man